Mazzaroth Decoded, March 14th through March 21st. Signs in the sun, moon, and stars. Let's do this. Okay, we're back. Barely. It's been a really, really difficult one. Um, I'm sort of forcing myself to get this done. Um, I don't want to go backwards, like I've said before. So, um, when I have some time, I'll do explanation of what's going on, but it's pretty serious, and so I've had to take a break and focus on my health. But I'm finally starting to make some progress, and I wanted to get back to doing Mazzaroth Decode and make sure that we're showing the signs for the dailies. And this helps to connect everything and put all the pieces of the puzzle together. So we're going to begin here. This is Asteroid Esther, aligning with the moon on meridian in the constellation of Capricorn. Those of you who have been with the channel for a while, you know how long we've been watching this constellation of Capricornus, and we had all of the wedding guests transition through this constellation for the great wedding that took place directly before the constellation. And then we saw all the transition of all the sun and the planets go through this section for the wedding in the heavens. And if you've been following this channel for a while, then you know that uh, these signs, they always come before the events happen here. Sometimes it can be a quick transitional period, but from my experience, sometimes it takes weeks or months for those things to begin to develop in the physical realm. Because this we can consider the heavenly realm or the spiritual realm, and then we can consider that these things that happen in the heavens, then they transition to our physical time. So to see Esther align with the moon or the bride in the tail section of Capricorn is a great sign of resurrection. And we know Esther is the bride in the story in the book of Esther. And she goes into the king's house in the 10th month. And we are about to finish up the 10th month on the Mazzaroth calendar, the Mazzaroth Exodus calendar, we'll say. And that is very, very telling because between the 10th and the 12th month, as you know, is the time of Esther. We've been talking about the things that are related with the war that's going on with Iran and how that's tied to Elam. And Elam is the nation state where the story of Esther happened in the town of Susa. And so if I posted a map in the community section. If you haven't seen that, that helps out to see the different territories of the different kingdoms during that time. And you can see where Susa was in Elam compared to the Akkadian and the Sumerian dynasties. So here we have Esther aligning with the bride or the moon in the resurrection fish. And so this was our first sign for this week period. And it really stood out to me because we've been watching Esther following, essentially, she's been behind all of the other planets, and there's only a couple other ones that I was really had on high watch. And other than Esther, they have all transitioned through. And so to see this alignment was very special to me to see that we're still getting signs in the Capricorn constellation tied to resurrection, which we all know is it's a rebirth, and so it's also a birthing sign. So let's go to our next. Actually, we're going to go ahead and do codes. So let me dig up Esther. I think I have them all mixed up, so I'm gonna run through and see if I do have them in order. No, yes, yeah, they're all mixed up. So, forgive me because I'm gonna have to go on the hunt each time. We're gonna try to get through as fast as we can, but I want to make sure I bring these codes forward. So this is March 15th, and Esther aligns with the bride on meridian in the Capricorn constellation, and asteroid Esther equals covenant marriage, harvest season, resurrections, Jesus' arrival, lotus flower, the day of the Lord, greatest gift of God, September 11. Ticket to Paradise, Thomas Anderson, CERN, Catastrophe, Tea of Kings, Scared, Serpents, Literal God of War, Demiurge of Plato, Gathered Together, Is Before, An Open Door, An AE Pick Me Up, Take Me Home, Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. And for those of you who've been following me for a while, Esther's always been a very, very uh, sh- strong. It's got strong codes. And if you look at also the 622 in Strong's, you can go and do even deeper research. Now remember, in my codes, I'm only doing English, English, simple, and Hebrew. And there's a lot of other ciphers. So if you're deep into gematria, there's multiple other ciphers, and you can use the names and the numbers to go even deeper. So I'm just showing some basics on the gematria decodes. Okay, so let's go to our next. This is Asteroid Malal, and this one is incredible. So let's go ahead and get this back on the timing. because I want everybody to see this. We'll just go ahead and put it on Meridian. Okay, this is also 3:15. Yesterday at 5:30 in the morning, you have uh, asteroid Malol 6259 entering the Pleiades cluster. And let's go ahead and just watch. We can see how it transitions through the Pleiades. And let's see, it's going to be in there through the 19th. And then we can see here it comes out on 320. So this asteroid is giving us a sign for 5 days. It's going to be inside of the Pleiades cluster. Let's go ahead and jump in and see. Yeah, here we go. Asteroid Malol equals storm coming, begotten son, the high priest, hidden number code, resurrection. Behold, Jesus is back. Big night for America. Apocalypse now. Tree of knowledge. Shooting star. Win the war week. Yellowstone. Element 119. Decode ancient religion. Soros and Obama. First horseman. Solar eclipse of. Decode open scroll. The archangel Michael. Warn everyone, AI singularity. Um, you can't make any things up. All you gotta do is look it up. And that's asteroid Malol, excuse me, Malol inside of the Pleiades. And if you're unfamiliar with the Pleiades, star cluster. This is considered the seven churches, and it is also a representation of the unwise virgins. On the opposite side of Taurus, in the head of the bull, is the Hyades cluster, and that is considered the wise virgins. And on the opposite side, you have inside the Pleiades the unwise virgins. But the Pleiades itself is seen as the seven churches. And so this asteroid going through for 5 days, and its name being male. Okay, male all. It seems to me as though this is a sign like the mail's being delivered to the seven churches for what's about to come. And I believe that from what I'm seeing online, all the watchmen are blowing the trumpets, that we're right on the edge, and that's based on all of their individual findings, and I'm just showing you the one part of the work that I've been given, and that's associating it with the birth and the marriage. And so we're right here getting the mail to the seven churches, and that's asteroid Malol. And our next one is parola. This is asteroid parola, and it is just entering into the tabernacle of the bridegroom. And we're looking at it making its entry here at 6:10 in the morning yesterday. And if you look inside of the temple, the moon is also inside of the temple when parola enters. Let's get these codes. Asteroid parola equals the bride of Christ. Great solar flash, red tsunami, year of the dragon, forehead has been sealed. Markets plunge, skullduggery, January 1st, last Christmas, age of Ultron, clown virus, file judgments, Draco Saurian, huge asteroid, the prime number, rapture soon, oil to trim lamp. And if you're unfamiliar, parola is SARS-CoV-2 parola variant. And this is asteroid parola entering into the tabernacle of the bridegroom, which we associate with a temple of sacrifice. The goat section here of Capricorn is the section of the sacrifice, and Capricorn represents Christ, our sacrifice, and our resurrection. And so we see that as a representation of it's essentially like a seahorse with a goat in the front and a fish in the back. And that's where we get a lot of our religious symbolism from many different cultures, but it is associated with the Capricorn constellation. And this is a direct symbol of the work of Messiah. So we see parola in the tabernacle of the bridegroom with the moon or the bride. And that was an alignment yesterday. And we're still getting these signs in Capricorn. And it's important for us to be able to see that we're still getting signs within this constellation. And as we go, you'll see that there's still a lot of things happening in Capricorn, pointing us to this section, which is a representation of death and resurrection. Okay, our last one for this day is Asteroid Hekate. And it's this happens very few times, family, where you get a pair of asteroids that are in the exact same location on the same day, making the same marking. And if we look at these two asteroids, they're essentially in the head. They're entering in the head space of the goat. And that to me was a representation of that being Christ minded. Because again, Capricorn is a representation of Christ. So let's get into these codes. This is asteroid Hekate. And asteroid hekate equals this is the end. Son of Satan, I decipher hidden meanings. Ruach HaKodesh. Code fifth dimension. I am being I genetic DNA match. Him pick the bride of I God, like father, like son. Goddess Sophia. Gematrinator. Quantum leap. Age of Aquarius. False prophet. Tribulation. World War III. Happy Hanukkah. 7-day fast. Real ID, digital ID chip, real. Eternal logos and install bread of life. And those codes are very deep. And again, this is happening in the head of Messiah, the goat of sacrifice for our redemption. Okay, now we're moving to the 16th, and we're going to be looking at Unomia. And this is an incredible alignment here, family. This is Asteroid Unomia aligning with Crater. And this is today we see Asteroid Unomia aligning with the constellation of Crater. And this constellation is the cup, is like the prize, but it can also be like the cup poured out. It can also be a sign of tribulation. So, when I saw this alignment with Unomia, it really stood out because, well, let's just look at the codes, because it helps to tell the story. It gives us an extra understanding, and you can't make these codes up. It's just a numerical equivalent. So the numerical equivalent to asteroid Eunomia is timed rapture. The bride of Christ. It's time to come home. The great awakening. Daughter of Zion. Equinox. The Bible in the stars. Stellar gateway, chosen messenger, true messenger, I'm God's warrior, the Virgin Mary, Son of Man, revealed, days of judgment, Enki is Saturn, NATO Death Squad, the Antichrist mark, crash the internet, and nuke Damascus. Okay. That's greater the cup poured out. And this is right at Hydra, the serpent, the crooked serpent. Okay, this is an important part of the heavens. This is a judgment sign. And this is a cup about to be poured out. All right, next is Jacob rucker. And this is important alignment because um, we just saw the the cup being poured out. And if you're familiar with prophetic language, then we're looking for a time called Jacob's trouble. And we have the story of the virgins, the wise and the unwise. Some of them are left behind, the doors shut. And this can also be seen as part of the bride of Christ, that they end up coming back, and that their robes are washed through the tribulation. And this alignment with Jacob rucker and the moon. And I don't remember. I think this is in Capricorn. Okay, it's right literally on the border. You can see the moon is right on the line, family. And we were talking about how this transition. So Jacob rucker is in Capricorn and the moon is transitioning across the line. And this is today at 11:38. Let's see, 11:39, 11:40. Right in that zone. We're looking at Jacob rucker and the moon. And the moon is in transition out of Capricorn into Aquarius. All right, let's dig for these codes. Asteroid Jacob rucker equals, can you handle the truth? Decode the key of David. My Lord delayeth his coming. Satanic universe, the Antichrist revealed. Wuhan Corona. I God hide word in heart. Queen Apocalypse prophet. Calm before the storm, the resurrection. Sanctified by Yeshua, I love you, Jesus, the last trumpet. Blow the trumpet, heaven departed as a scroll. Rapture changes hurts. The Carrington event. Democratic synagogue of Satan and declaring themselves God. I didn't say it. This is Jacob rucker and the bride aligning in the heavens today. And again, I think this is a sign of Jacob's trouble. And now we're going to Comet Lemon. Let's see if it's doing it. That one doesn't have it. This one doesn't have it. Okay, I'm gonna have to, it pulled the trick on me. So we're going to have to pull it up this way. I thought I had it. Forgive me, fam, while this runs. Let's go ahead and move forward while that comes up. We're going to be looking at okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and go here. We're gonna jump around a little bit because of what happened, and it looks like this is something's going on with the internet. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump here. This is an incredible sign. We're looking at March the 18th. This is a new comet for me. This is 81P Wild. And this is an alignment in the heavens with the sun and the moon and Comet Wild. And this is happening in the Pisces constellation. We have 81P Wild aligning with the bride and the bridegroom. So let's dig into these wild. Okay, so this is the comet codes. This is 1121 Hebrew Gematria for Comet Wild equals dynamics of truth. I, God, JC picking the best. Honor is Yeshua's. Be abruptly snatched. See, a cabal is defended to death, offended to death. JC. Put God first key. I be heir of God, JC throne. He, cabal, is terrified of me, JC. Is sacred bride of I, God, JCK. I think that stands for king. See, God, JC, be clearing the path. The devil, he afraid of bride. I, Yeshua, protect, K. Yeshua protected, K. I protect Yeshua, K. A.E. dry bones, rise up. Y'all not ready. God suddenly appears. Jesu Christos, the bride cracking codes, JC, has faith to do a healing, JC. Okay, that is Comet Wild with Hebrew. Now we're looking at Comet Wild 104 Simple Gematria. Comet Wild equals Starlink, Jerusalem, Reptilian, Yahushua. It is time, suddenly, out of time. Celebration. Letter X, Good Friday, Bible Gematria, Shock and Awe, Snake Eyes, Apocalypsis, April Fool, God is encoded, Kill Zone, The Hidden Hand, American Idol, and Moonwalk. Okay, family, again, this is on the 18th. We have a new comet, 81T Wild. All right, let's go back and let's pull up Comet Lemon. I think that's the right one. No, that is not the right one. Okay, let's see if I have it in the codes. Forgive me, fam. Yeah, it's not, but it is the compass. So, forgive me while I handle this. Mm, So in that was. Okay, we're gonna have to come back to this. I had these open, and I must have, in a rush before doing production, I must have closed these down. So we'll get back to this at the end, and we're gonna go back to the asteroids, and I'll get back to this because I have two comets that I had pulled up, and this one also, but we already talked about that. Um, and I don't have those. Yeah, I have machholz. Let's just go ahead and pull that up here. 141. Okay. All right. The problem here is that there is a group of machholz. So let's see if I have to get it. 141 P dash D. There, it's not, see, it's not going to show me. So it's only showing me this one comet, and it's not allowing me to show you the PD that we're looking at here. So this is Comet machholz. I had this pulled up on Stellarium, but uh, if you have the Stellarium web version and it goes inactive for a little while, it'll just automatically start all over, and whatever you had pulled up gets erased. And as you know, with the comets, it just erases them from the from the imagery. They're not there unless you are directly on it, and then it allows you to work through. So it's a feature I think they need to improve upon, but we're just gonna go here. So this is Comet machholz. This is 141P-D. Again, there's a whole group of machholz comets, and this is today aligning with the water bear. This is aligning with, actually, let's go back really quick. Oh yeah, okay, so this is Aquarius here. This constellation here that we're looking at, you can see Capricorn is here. I don't know how that happens. Sometimes these things are really, really touchy, and hopefully now we're not waiting a whole bunch of time. All right, I'm sorry, fam. It's just too much. With you have to have these. Have to have sometimes 20 pages open to be able to show everything, and it becomes very difficult. So I'm going to work on getting this Stellarium thing figured out. I've just been so incredibly sick. I haven't been able to do anything. The only reason I haven't been able to do production is because I had so much inflammation in my head. I couldn't see anything, and everything was blurry, and I couldn't make things out. So I can't do production if I can't see. Um, and it was in some cases really, really bad. Dizzy, and I couldn't walk straight. I couldn't see straight, and it got really bad. So I'm glad that I'm doing better, but I still have some minor issues, and sometimes I just I get in a hurry trying to do production, and I'll close a tab, or like I said, these tabs get inactive for a while, and then they'll just erase what you have. So let's just move forward. I'm going to begin on the 17th now, and we're going to be looking at asteroid Vesta. And we can see here Vesta, and then Vesta makes its moon alignment here. And this is inside of the Aquarius constellation. This is the bride, the moon, aligning with the Virgin's Vesta in the house of the water bearer. So let's go ahead and jump to the codes. This is asteroid Vesta equals God's secret plan, divine cosmic secret, secret energy key, secret window, vortex, God's trumpet, Jupiter's arc, return to my kingdom, tribes of Israel, war in Israel, beginning of the end, prayers of the faithful, helmet of salvation, your guardian angels, Nazareth, Day of Atonement, I, God, speaks to heaven, light of Venus, bride on a road to heaven, and key in sequence has begun. And Vesta has been one of the asteroids that I've been tracking from the very beginning. It was one of the very first asteroids that I began to see involved in the story of the weddings as I tracked. In the beginning, I was just working with the planets and looking at how the planets were interacting in each house. And then I began to see a couple asteroids that kept showing up for these alignments. And Vesta was one of those asteroids that it just kept showing up and it wouldn't stop. It wouldn't be very long before Vesta was back in the picture with one of the other signs, and so it became a very important sign in the heavens to me. Vesta's been on my radar for um, probably close to 10 years now of doing this work. Okay, so now we're moving to the moon transition. Let's just watch this transition of the moon, and I want you to see this next transition here. We're looking at the moon and Mars tomorrow. You can see the moon here. It actually does an occultation of the star here in Aquarius. And we can see that right here. It just barely occults this star. And that is in the water stream of Aquarius. And Mars is literally right there in the water stream with the bride or the moon. And This is the messenger or the message to the bride is the coming war. Mars is a war sign. It because it's red color, it can also be seen as the red horse of war. And we are getting something being poured out. Again, this can be seen as a judgment sign, and Mercury is the messenger. So we're seeing a sign in the house of Aquarius, and essentially you have the messenger and the warrior planet here in the water stream, and the bride makes its alignment there. And that's on the 17th, the same day that Vesta is aligning with the moon. The moon transitions next to the water stream with Mars. All right, next we are moving to Medis. And for those of you who have been following me for a while, then you know this is another one of the most important asteroids when it comes to our wedding, because Metis by itself equals wedding. And let's go back. I just want everybody to see this. Metis entered on March the 4th. Actually, let's get it up. Yeah, it's March the 4th, right around noon time here. We're looking at Metis entering into the tabernacle of the bridegroom, and 88P Howell is inside of the tabernacle when Metis comes in. 88P Howell. You can see how it does its disappearing trick, but it's right there. 88P Howell. And then Metis entering into the tabernacle of the bridegroom, and this is on the 4th. And then we watch, and then Metis then exits on the 18th. And this is the tabernacle of the bridegroom. The wedding exits the tabernacle of the bridegroom. I'm making a video on the 18th. I'm in production right now. I'm making a video. I'm doing a video. I'm right in the middle of it.
Okay. Can you do my back real quick since I interrupted you?
Okay, we're back. My landlord needed some help. Forgive me for that, Pam. So we're seeing Metis still inside of the tabernacle of the bridegroom until the 18th. And then it moves in transition towards the Temple of Resurrection. Okay, next is Alexander Kim. Um, Actually, did we do the codes? Let's see. I'm not sure if we did the codes. I got interrupted. Forgive me, fam. I don't think we did the codes, so let's go. Oh, yeah, we did. Okay. So now we're at Alexander Kim, and what we're looking at here is the moon. If you just saw that, this is a really, really close approach of the moon. You can see the moon just passing just under Alexander Kim, and then you have 141 PA machholz right there underneath that. So this is a incredible sign. You also have Pallas above. There's a bunch of signs happening right here with this Alexander Kim aligning with the bride. And I've just noticed that there's been a lot of moon alignments with these asteroids and planets and comets lately. And I wanted to just point that out, that that's not typical. I don't normally see that. And so I think that these are signs when they make alignments with the bride, because the moon is very important for us to keep our eyes peeled on these signs. So let's go for Alexander Kim. Of course, it's the very last one. So, Alexander Kim equals Saturn destroyed, Christ returning, Jesus loves you, don't stop believing, return the diamonds, I'm the trumpet angel, a gift from the Creator, an arranged marriage by God, the date of the Phoenix, King of New Jerusalem, the warrior goddess, she is divine bride of God. I keep rising up, up, the time of atonement, Revelation 12. Obama is still crying, and judgment of the wicked. Alexander Kim and the bride. Okay. Amiamini. And now we're going to watch. So now we have Amiamini and the moon aligning in the Pisces constellation. Again, family, this just stood out to me. I don't normally have this many moon alignments with these asteroids and planets. And I normally only do it when they come up on meridian, because otherwise it's not really an alignment in any way. And so this is a special alignment of Amiamini and the moon. So let's look at those codes. Asteroid Amiamini equals this is the end. Code fifth dimension. Like father, like son, goddess Sophia, Christus Sophia, observatory, install bread of life, release the Kraken, Babylon is falling, economic collapse, April 14, the 13th, asteroid hekate. So if you notice some of these codes are similar to asteroid hecates because there is a numerical equivalence here. And this is um, the bride and the moon on meridian in Pisces. Asteroid Hecate, March 30th, sign in the sky, 88 miles per hour, rock solid codes, rise, fire, rise. All will be revealed in Revelation 10. Get out your Bibles. This is Amiamini aligning in the constellation of Pisces on the 19th. Okay, now we have Anastroda. And this is a pretty incredible alignment. Excuse me, fam. We have Asteroid Anastroda aligning with the northern fish band. So we're looking at about 6:47 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Asteroid Anastroda aligns with the northern fish going straight into heaven, pointing to the chained maiden Andromeda. Anastroda. Let's dig into the codes. Anastroda equals bottomless pit. I'm a lion hunting the cabal, okay? See cabal be sinking in quicksand. Insurrection, Metatron's cube. Last supper. Put God first, the son of perdition. Last days. Babylon is fallen. Symbol of Lambda. Month of regeneration. Blood moon ritual. Ritual sacrifices. Divine revelation. January 12th. Enoch, Thoth, Hermes, in the cloud, the Lord, and Mark the Phoenix. Again, this is the northern fish band, right at the tail of the fish. And we see in the Pisces constellation the moon at the tail of the eastern fish, headed back into the water stream. And this is an incredible sign to me because I've been watching for this northern fish signs, and you're about to see a bunch of signs coming up for this northern fish, and it doesn't really happen a lot um, because these these alignments, other than the planets, these asteroids and comets, they take a wild path compared to the planets that move across this ecliptic line. So when we have these types of alignments and they're aligning with the other planets, it's usually a high watch. And this alignment with the northern fish band by Anastroda was very important to me. And now we're going to look at Jacobi. And what do you know, fam? You just can't make this kind of stuff up. We have Jacobi. Actually, I think it's right here that looking at this alignment, and this is Jacobi, and I want you to look at the Venus Jacobi moon alignment. So we don't have a meridian alignment, but what we have is a Venus Jacobi moon. Venus being the evening star. Anytime Venus is on the left side of the sun, it's an evening star. When Venus is on the right side of the sun, it's a morning star. When Venus represents the evening star, it's a sign of the bride or the feminine. The feminine aspect of Venus can be seen as the bride or the queen. And we see the moon is another sign of the bride. And Jacob right in the middle. And we can see this as two brides. We can see this as Leah and Rachel in the midst of the brides. And again, this is on the 20th of March in the sign of the fish. Then we have forgive me for that, fam. I have to keep my phone on right now because I'm finally recovering and I need it for work. So forgive me. I have to have that on and I might have to pause to um, receive calls. So forgive me for the extra beeps and whistles. This is Asteroid Jacobi equals white wedding, holy rapture, bride of God, my number, David and Goliath, Freemasons of the Illuminati, Illuminati Psyche, 33rd degree, Jesuit, those that play God, heal, steal, destroy, the great beast, the four horsemen are aliens. Clan pandemic, spraying the skies, then open the abyss, a real name of God, Yeshua. I'm a memoir of Yeshua. It is finished, the chosen one. Jacobi right in the middle of Venus and the moon in Pisces on 320. Okay, Kennedy. Now we see Asteroid Kennedy. And that's just before the 20th. We're looking at Asteroid Kennedy aligning with the White Horse Rider. Asteroid Kennedy equals door of all doors, phoenix of the cleansing fire, Morse code rapture, separating souls, interdimensional portal, the great awakening, the bride of Christ, the Shabbat rapture, chosen messenger, the holy bride of me, God, here comes the boom, regal magnificence of the triple eight, curse of the blood moon, sign of the times, Yeshua is life, feathered serpent, quest for God's ark, Armageddon serpent trap, Genesis 6:3. This is the big one. Kennedy aligning with Sagittarius. And then we're going to mind view. M-A-I. This is Asteroid Maya view. And again, family, look at this location and this alignment here. This is on the 19th also. You have Asteroid Mayan view with and you can see here it is just below the tail. So we have two asteroids aligning with essentially the tail of the northern fish, and this is happening on the 19th. Let's see what we got here. Asteroid Mayan view equals Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene, get ready to fiesta, the appointed time. Rise like a phoenix, Enoch chapter 48. Great conjunction, April 20th. Jesus in the flesh. I am Mary Magdalene. 2x. Mary is the queen, the wedding planner, the last supper, drain the swamp, a virus shot, geomagnetic reversals, and the root of Jesse. There she is, right in the tail of the northern fish. Okay, now we're going to Eros. And we watch Eros. And this is an alignment with this is the arm of Orion, right where the sword section starts. This alignment's right almost at the hand of Orion. This is asteroid Eros. Asteroid Eros, it equals I broke the gematria code. Don Trump, Peter the Roman, finished cross, spirit birth, God's anointing, Jesus cross, Jesus gospel, morning star, nuclear weapon, December 7th, gematria code of God, divine presence, divine matrix, satanic ritual, the Trinity. Look for his safe place. See, I opened, sealed scroll. The scroll be open, KV. And that is Eros at the hand of Orion. And this is right at the sword section, family. Again, this can be seen as a judgment sign. And next, we're going to Nemesis. I'm doing a whole week of reports because I've been so far behind, and I didn't want to look too far backwards, so we're getting in as much as I can so that I can try to catch up with the other productions I have going on. but I wanted to make sure we're not too. I've lost so much time. I wanted to make sure we got back to looking at the weekly uh, heavenly decode. So where Nemesis is aligning with the Sagittarius constellation, and this is the wing section of Sagittarius, a sign of flight. And let's go look at the codes. Asteroid Nemesis equals Cabal's learning a lesson. Cabal, hands full of blood, okay? Eternal number, Chernobyl, alphanumeric decoder, heal the brokenhearted, okay? G-O-D, Queen Esther, the Terminator, make darkness tremble, a storm is coming, Archangel Metatron, in the blink of an eye, you are bride of Christ. Holy Trinity, English Gematria Code, Jupiter ascending, the secret revealed, it's almost time, Christ's message, and the green Saturn. Okay, that's Nemesis, the green Saturn. And then we already looked at Comet Wild. And then it's Leonisis. And we have another band alignment here. This is Leonisis at the Eastern Fish Band. Okay, we're close enough here. This is 329-21. And we're looking at Leonisis aligning with the Eastern Fish Band just before Venus. So let's look at the codes. We're looking for Leonisis. Asteroid Leonisis equals Ouroboros, Tartarus, Hadron Particle Collider, resurrected, Trump Dragon, Quantum Leap Now, Who is Mary Magdalene, November 13 November, The Heavenly Realms, Antichrist revealed, and she became a pillar of salt, the salvation of God, Yahweh hates women, God be making me stronger, Illuminati sacrifice, heaven is ahead, not behind, golden gates unlocked, a final trumpet, it's Pentecost, Sirius the dog, crash, petrodollar. Leonisis aligning with the Eastern fish. Okay, fam, we've got one more. This is our final one. This is Iris. And Iris is aligning today. You can see Iris is aligning with the top bar of the sextant. And this is the navigational tool. Hopefully it'll stay in. Yeah, okay. So we have this constellation here is a small constellation. It is directly over the Hydra. Remember we were talking about Crater being right over Hydra and Sextans and Corvus, the Crow, are all three of these constellations are right on the back of Hydra, the crooked serpent. And sextants is a navigation tool. So to see Iris at that top bar of the navigation tool is like pointing us in a direction. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to see if this was an alignment on meridian, and I didn't see anything. It was close to Regulus, but it's not quite on. And so we just have this top bar alignment with Iris in the sextants. And let's go ahead and look for Iris. Asteroid Iris equals Eye of God. Eye of God's Son. A rapture. Behold the hand, behold the nail. Excuse me. Mark of the Lord. Christ is King. Morning star. Serpent bearer. The demonic snake. Financial crisis. Power outage. Release the Kraken code. Mario Bergoglio, Game of Thrones. Spirit of Abraham, a serpent-headed lion, the apocalypse, and behold, a pale horse. Iris at the navigation tool. Follow the right direction and look up into the heavens, because the heavens are screaming to us right now. Look up. There are signs in the sun, moon, and stars. Much love, family.